Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to delve into why it can be beneficial for an expat to explore other countries in Southeast Asia before settling down in the Philippines. The reason for this topic is because of the questions I've been asked, whether expats should go to Thailand or the Philippines or wherever else in Southeast Asia. Let's explore that together. Stay tuned. The lure of a direct dive can be powerful for someone thinking about making a big life change, such as moving to the Philippines, especially if they come from a very different cultural background. For expats who can afford it, traveling to other Southeast Asian countries prior to relocating to the Philippines can be a very advantageous and educational experience. It provides a more comprehensive view of the region's varied cultures, economies, lifestyles, and pragmatic living factors, all of which can help make for a more certain and satisfying move. Before deciding to live in the Philippines for the long term, traveling to other Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and others helps set expectations, cultivate flexibility, and determine the best fit for you. Despite many general parallels, Southeast Asia is a patchwork of unique cultures, traditions, and social mores. The initial adjustment to a new environment can be daunting for an expat from the West or even from other regions of Asia. First, traveling to other countries in the region serves as a gradual introduction to Southeast Asian culture. The pace of life in many Southeast Asian countries differs from that of Western society. Before experiencing the unique intricacies of Filipino time and social interactions, an expat can learn to navigate a less strictly scheduled atmosphere and adjust their expectations by encountering the more laid back rhythm in places like Thailand or Laos. Though they take various forms in each country, Southeast Asia is characterized by common concepts of faith, respect for elders, and social hierarchy. Before seeing the unique Filipino expressions of these principles, a more comprehensive understanding can be gained by observing these dynamics in diverse contexts. The degree of directness in communication varies greatly throughout the cultures. An expat can be better prepared for the nuances of Filipino interactions, where peace and avoiding conflict are frequently valued, by experiencing the more indirect communication techniques typical in several Southeast Asian countries. Southeast Asia's thriving street food scenes, strange scents, and busy marketplaces can be both a sensory extravaganza and at first overpowering. Before experiencing the distinctive food scene and urban settings of the Philippines, it is possible to get used to them by gradually introducing yourself to these components in other countries. Traveling to other Southeast Asian countries provides a vital comparative perspective. By experiencing diverse living situations, social structures, and economic realities, a potential expat can intelligently decide whether the Philippines genuinely aligns with their long term goals and lifestyle choices. Each Southeast Asian country offers a unique combination of cost of living and lifestyle. Exploring Vietnam with its vibrant cities and, in some areas, lower cost of living, or Thailand, known for its established expat communities and varied urban and rural environments, can offer meaningful comparisons to the Philippines. Direct comparisons may be made between factors such as housing costs, transportation expenses, healthcare accessibility, and the cost of everyday essentials. Southeast Asia's expat communities differ greatly in size and characteristics. A potential expat can get a sense of the kind of support systems that are accessible to expats by experiencing the well established networks in Thailand or Malaysia. This will help them determine what to anticipate and what to look for in the Philippines. Seeing the general effectiveness and bureaucratic procedures in other countries might provide a wider perspective, even though it is not the main goal of a brief visit. When negotiating the formalities of relocating to the Philippines, this can assist in controlling expectations. The best place to live is ultimately a personal choice. An expat can discover their own preferences for climate, landscape, urban versus rural living, cultural immersion, and the availability of specific amenities or activities by traveling to other countries. A more assured and contented decision to make the Philippines your permanent home may result from this process of self discovery. Even as a visitor, navigating a foreign country enables you to develop useful abilities and increases self assurance that are immediately applicable to the difficulties of relocating. Organizing and carrying out international travel improves critical travel abilities such as negotiating local currency, locating lodging, navigating transit systems, and overcoming language obstacles. When establishing a life in the Philippines, these abilities will come in very handy. Gaining confidence in cross cultural communication and lowering the fear associated with everyday contacts in a new language setting are two benefits of interacting with natives in various Southeast Asian contexts, even with simple gestures or sentences. There will always be unforeseen difficulties when traveling. Resilience and adaptability are essential traits for thriving in a new and potentially unfamiliar environment like the Philippines. Connecting with other tourists and expats who may have first-hand knowledge of living in the Philippines or other Southeast Asian countries may be facilitated by even brief visits. These unofficial networks might provide helpful support and information. Let's now examine Thailand and Vietnam in more details, the two noteworthy countries that people talk about all the time. Because of its strong tourism infrastructure, welcoming attitude toward visitors, and cultural offers, Thailand is frequently praised as the entry point to Southeast Asia. It is particularly well liked by first time tourists because of its well established tourism infrastructure and convenient availability of essential travel items. There are many locations for immersive experiences such as temples, marketplaces, and festivals, modern, reasonably priced lodging and services. Diverse geographic areas, ranging from the peaceful beaches and northern mountains to the busy urban life of Bangkok. There are robust social opportunities and support networks for expats. Thailand provides exposure to a little more developed and cosmopolitan environment in Southeast Asia, which aids in understanding healthcare systems, immigration procedures, and the balance between urban and rural areas for expats considering relocating to Thailand. However, in contrast to the more relaxed and open Filipino way of life, Thai culture and social etiquette could be more formal or restrained. Additionally, English speakers outside of major cities may have greater difficulties due to the language barrier. Vietnam is well known for its stunning natural scenery, growing economy, and rising attractiveness for expats, particularly those looking for a vibrant and dynamic and somewhat rugged experience. It has a lower cost of living than Thailand, although the public services and infrastructure are a little less developed. It has an extensive past and a thriving culinary culture. It also has a growing community of expats in places like Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh City, and Hanoi. Trains, buses, and low cost flights between cities are efficient transport options. It has a more rigorous bureaucratic process that calls for perseverance and planning for visas and legal residency. Expats can better grasp prospects and difficulties of a rapidly rising Southeast Asian country by traveling to Vietnam. It can help people develop tolerance for less established services and can be ideal for individuals who seek a more active, adventurous expat experience before relocating to a place like the Philippines. When you finally start living in the Philippines, the effects of culture shock might be lessened by a gradual assimilation into Southeast Asian culture. The adjustment may go more smoothly and be less startling if you have already encountered some of the lifestyle, culinary, and social variations. Feelings of loneliness and homesickness can also be lessened by having a more comprehensive awareness of the area and possibly having established connections in countries nearby. Exploring other Southeast Asian countries before relocating to the Philippines is not only a relaxing holiday for an expat with financial means, it is a calculated investment in their future well being and smooth assimilation. Exposure to many cultures, lifestyles, and real world challenges reduces the risk of culture shock, develops critical skills and confidence, and offers a useful comparative framework. Although the precise selection of countries will rely on personal interests, Thailand and Vietnam provide especially pertinent experiences because of their well established expat populations, varied landscapes, and unique cultural quirks. The ultimate objective is to enter the Philippines with a more comprehensive knowledge of Southeast Asia, a more distinct sense of personal preferences, and an increased readiness for the special pleasures and difficulties of living as an expat in this dynamic country. The chances of a seamless transition and a satisfying long term stay in the Philippines can be considerably raised by the knowledge acquired during such a visit. All right, guys, that is all for today's show. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.